take a listen to Chris Canty from Get Up on ESPN about the expectations for the Browns.
Let me ask you the same question, Chris. This season is a failure for the Browns if what?
No, Booker had it absolutely right. If the Cleveland Browns don't make the postseason, if they don't find themselves back in the tournament, then it's a failed season. When you look at this roster top to bottom, you can make an argument that it's the most complete team, not just in the AFC, in all of football. I know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are returning all 22 starters from a Super Bowl winning team, but when you break down this Cleveland Browns roster, I mean, it's right there. I mean, the only question is whether or not Baker Mayfield can continue to progress the way that we saw him take steps last year. I think being further removed from Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens is only going to help him year two in Kevin Stefanski's system. But, I mean, the supporting cast, everything is in place for this Cleveland Browns team to take off. The biggest question is whether or not we can continue to see the evolution of the quarterback, because that's what's going to separate them from the other teams that are contenders in the AFC, teams like the Buffalo Bills, teams like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's bring in Matt Dery from 92.3 The Fan, as well as the Dery Brothers Tribecast. So, Matt, I think you kind of nailed it right there. I agree with pretty much everything Chris Canty said.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. On our station the last couple of weeks, Ken Carman on the morning show made the point that if they don't get back to the AFC Championship game, that it would be a disappointing season, or get to the AFC Championship game. Of course, they were a game away from that, and a Chad Henne stop away from that a year ago. Look, everybody's elevated the expectations for this team. We know as Clevelanders and as Browns fans that we're always kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. But on paper, Dave, this is a very, very talented team. Now, what I worry about is overinflating the expectations based upon the opposition. Let's talk about the AFC here. If the Browns are in the NFC, I'd say, yeah, they got to get to the title game. But the AFC is loaded. Buffalo, don't forget about Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, the Browns can't beat. Here comes Tennessee with Julio. The AFC is very good. So sitting here saying Super Bowl or AFC title game, I'm not sure I'm ready to go there yet. But, yes, this football team is very good. It needs to take that next step. I agree with that.
Yeah, and you know, it's going to be a lot about Baker Mayfield developing. I think I agree with Canty on that as well.